My name is Neil Fraser, otherwise known as Smart Professor, from the Arriva Studios in London. Well, basically, I listen to calypso, reggae, soul music, rocksteady, yeah, and I hear the sound of birds, I hear the sound of crickets. That's it. Natural, lots of natural songs. My mom was a nurse, and my father, he was a chemist and druggist. He was working for the local hospital as a dispenser. So they're both in the medical field. I actually grew up with all kinds of Latin music and Latin songs. I grew up with the songs of salsa. I grew up with reggae, with rocksteady. So, and when you get right down to it, it's all music that was blended with like the people from Africa, mixing with the people from like Spain and Latin countries, and different people end up with different flavors. You have in Brazil, it's another flavor with the samba. You have in Argentina, but it's the same kind of thing, tango. But each people depends on the tribe of the Africans, and so it ended up with a different rhythmic pattern, I guess it's a curious mind because, to me, electricity in the 60s was like magic, because you see electricity do different things. And the more I read about it, like electromagnetic forces and what you could do with a coil and positives and negatives, it's the more I became curious with this magic. Well, there's still a lot of magic around, I mean, a lot of things, but obviously the learning, there's only so much one could take in. But there's loads of magic when you consider things like even Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is a form of magic. You have so many different people could be in a room, each on a different frequency, because even in the 60s and 70s, we only knew about certain frequencies. We didn't realize you could go even like what you call UHF, ultra high frequencies, where it's divided into millions of different frequencies. So no two people could be on the same thing. Look at mobile phones. It's using the same technology. So, it's still a very fascinating world if you go, when you get right down to the basics and when you see what mankind has done and what mankind could do. There's still a lot more magic to discover, I'm sure. Perry came to me, he was out to Jamaica and he was a little pissed off and, he was looking for something new. He was tired of being an engineer and he wanted to be a singer, and he wanted people who could take him serious as a singer, because all the people around him, they really saw him as a producer, and wanted to keep him there as a producer, but he wanted to be an artist, which is what it's become. And he came to me and I had the time, and I had, my studio in the basement, and we spent a lot of time recording loads of tracks, In fact, I plan on releasing some of those tracks very soon. Some of them have never ever been released, Well, yeah, you see, most people are just caught up in like having the latest or following the trends or making pop records to make them loads of money, But, I guess if you need it, fine, you need it. But music, it comes from within. And somehow it depends on your roots and how you developed and how you came down over the line. All these things affect you, and it comes out in your spirit. Music is an evolution, and the process of creating music is evolving all the time. It evolved from when you had a drum kit and a guy with an upright bass and a guy with a piano in the corner. It has evolved so much from the 40s, 50s, and as every technology and medium come about, it develops a different sound. Like in 60s, the sound of the 4-track recorder give you some stuff like the Beatles and even early reggae and ska and so forth. So what you have to do, you have to marry music, basic music, with whatever technology is going, But don't let the technology be the master. The music got to be the master. The technology shouldn't be the master. Yo, to all the people listening to Ascensor, W crazy.